first things first, right? All right. Anxious to see how this new tarp held up. Oh yeah, looking sweet. That's better than it's ever looked before. And it's because of how I did it. I didn't try to lash down the up over the bow there, pull it down tight. I just let it be taut all the way from the bow pulpit back. Wow, it looked like it shed water really well. So let's go over to port. Sweet. All right, guys, we're good to go. Well, here's the deal. I'll get back to you in a few minutes, but let me just tell you what we've got coming up. We're here for my anniversary, my wife and I, and I'm going to be, which is on Wednesday. It's Sunday evening, getting late, but I've got quite a bit of time this week to really spend on working on this, and I have a whole list of stuff which I will go over with you in the morning. I may do a quick, man, I can't believe how good this looks. This new tarp is going to work out well. There's my stitch up job that I do with every one of the tarps. You see how I started up here so that the bow pulpit pulls it taut, and then I'll line it right down through, and the two halves of it are stitched together with rope, and then I just pull the corner back. Works perfect. Anyway, awesome, guys. All right, tell you what, I'm gonna get back to you in a few minutes after everything is unloaded, and we'll meet you in the cabin and do a kind of an intro for the week. So, hey, welcome back to the Cape. Welcome back to Restoring Little Girl. Well, good morning, guys. Let me just kind of go over some stuff here. Wait a minute, did I bring my clipboard out? I guess I didn't. Anyway, I got a whole list of stuff that we're going to be working on this trip, and thankfully, we're going to be down here long enough and with a good enough weather to where it's going to pretty much work out. Two priorities for today. First of all, I'm going to get to work on taking care of those through hulls, kind of chipping out the old caulking that's around them and getting some new stuff on there. But secondly, I talked to my brother last night on the way down here. I called him on his cell phone, and he told me about how to paint underneath the pads. In other words, move the stanchions and paint underneath the pads so that the bottom of this boat is completely bottom painted, and that I definitely want to get done. It's just, you know, it's not complete until those are done, so I really want to get that done. Anyway, boy, I wish I brought that clipboard out here. But anyway, we got a whole list of stuff to do. I'm gonna on the scuppers. I last time I was down, I did that caulking over the top of those screws under the scuppers on the port side, and I want to do the same thing starboard side. Just because it didn't leak on the starboard doesn't mean those are not vulnerable. I want to get those done before this boat ever goes to the water. And I think that's about it for right now, because I'm starved out of my mind. I'm going to go in and grab some breakfast. I do want to mention that I'm really proud of Jim Muller. He's the guy I went up to Maine and up to Saco and did a special, little girl special about his boat Serenity, and he launched. Dude, I've been working on this for 3.5 years, and Jim spent 9 months putting his old classic 1962 Seafarer Kestrel cruiser back into shape, and he launched. And anyway, I'm just so excited for him, so excited. Congratulations, Jim. Proud of you, dude. You did it, and I'm looking forward to getting back up to Saco, maybe getting in a sail with you. All right. Listen, guys, thanks for stopping by Restoring Little Girl. It's time for breakfast. I'm starved out of my mind. It's now 6:45. Yeah, I'm starved. You know, I normally wait till 7, but it's time to eat. So, all right, catch you in a bit. Anyway, okay, let me get on out to the boat, because we're finally, after doing a couple of projects for my mom, finally gonna get to work on those through hulls. My wife had to go get her hair cut at her favorite hair cutter this morning, and thankfully I was wise enough to get the whole boat emptied out yesterday. Excuse me, whole trunk emptied out yesterday, so I can get some work done here on the boat this morning. So let me turn this around and we'll show you what we're up to. Well guys, I'm all done already. It didn't take long. So what I did, I just went ahead and started with a screwdriver and a hammer, and forget that. It was just very soft, still pliable caulking around the perimeter here. So I got out my pocket knife and just basically went to work on it and got it all off of there, right down to right down to where it needs to be, where I'm going to be putting on some more caulking. And on this one, on the intake, man, that thing was fast as all get out. I mean, basically there was almost nothing around that. It was pretty good and solid without having to have any caulking. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and mask these off and get out my boat life and give them a good thorough treatment of caulking around the outside of these. Try to be as neat as possible and use as little as possible and still get down close. And that way what happens is it'll dry faster and I can get some bottom paint on these, hopefully before I leave sometime 4 days from now. So the other thing is right here, and this is the other one I'm going to be doing shortly. I'm going to study a little bit more on it. My brother told me basically just take one down at a time and just drop it down far enough to where you can sand and paint underneath it, and then when it's dry, put it back and go to the other one and go, back and forth between them, just one stand at a time. And I'm taking his word for it, but I'm probably going to go and do a little research and see if there are other ideas out there as well. So all right guys, well that's it for now. I'm gonna go get to work with some masking tape, get these masked off and get some caulking on them. Okay, so here we are at the aft scupper port side, and there's no screw in there, so that's good. This one doesn't even have one. I'm not worried about this. There was no leakage over here when I was doing all that hosing down stuff last time, but let me see if I can do this successfully without moving the ladder. Right here, I don't know if you can see that in there. I just caulked that. There was a screw there, and even though that has never leaked on me, I'm taking care of this business now. I'm making sure that wherever there's a screw under a scupper, it's getting caulked. And so there we go. Now you can see it. So anyway, that's all. That one's all done. In the meantime, we're going to go back here. Let's come around along on this side, underneath here. Stupid tarp. All right. Well, brand new tarp. And here we go. These are all caulked. Came out really well. I very carefully taped these off and gave it a little bit of a border around it. But I'm just going to let that harden up. See, the beauty is you can feel it out on the side on the tape to see whether or not the caulking is set up. And it has. It's already setting up pretty well. I'm going to give it the rest of the day. And probably this evening I'll go ahead and take off the masking tape. But anyway, these are done. The only other thing I could do with these to ensure anything would be to put a plug in here, and I don't think it's necessary. They make me nervous, but they show no signs that they had leaked in the past, so we're gonna give it our best, and when she splashes, this will be the first place I go below to just check the hull, see if we've got any leaks. All right, moving on. Next thing I'm going to do is move these right here. I've got to decide where I'm going to start, but I'll get back to you in a minute when I've made that decision. Anyway, GoPro is back up and running. I had to charge everything, but it's working. So let's get out of here for the moment, and we'll be back as soon as we get things moved and start painting the underneath these pads. All right, that's going to work out very nicely. That's caulking is already set. I'm not going to put any paint on it for a while, but I got other work to do anyway. So I'll just get this stuff off from, get all the masking off from this and throw some, perfect. Oh, hang on. Okay, so this is all ready for bottom paint now. This is where the pad was for the starboard stanchion. And I've scraped and sanded and sanded and scraped. And then that, when I get ready to paint this, then these babies are ready to go, because this is now beautifully hardened up. The caulking on those is perfect. So I'll get that all done. And now I've got to get on board and get ready for a What's New corner. So well, let me meet you up there in the cabin in just a minute. And it's time for What's New corner. Okay, the first one we're going to have to start with is a package that came in, and I don't have a package here, of all these wonderful accoutrements or accessories for my GoPro. And this is the GoPro, and this is one of the accessories, one of the many. And this is a wonderful little holder. It's very convenient just to hold on to, and you know, for not only shooting, but also when you're out on the water, this floats. A GoPro does not float. And the result is, and I just watched a video the other night where somebody lost their GoPro and it sank to the bottom, and there was no way they were going to retrieve it. So anyway, this floats. It's a convenient handhold. It's specifically set up for GoPro with the slots like that and the thumb screw to tighten. Okay, so that's one of them. This is another one. This is that's part of the kit, and it's a telescoping holder. And what I'm going to have to talk about here is actually two things, because not only will this get it out of the way for me to do a long distance selfie. Okay, let me just show you. Okay, right now I'm making this longer. Okay, oh, there we go. See, you can see it telescopes. But on top of that, what you're not seeing here is this little baby. And this is what I've been waiting for, because this means I can use a tripod. This is, let me unscrew it here. Unscrew this. This comes off like that. Aren't you impressed? I'm doing that with one hand. And there's a tripod mount. And that is a GoPro mount. And I've been waiting for that, and that kit had two of these in it. One of them is I'm going to use on my selfie stick here. The other one I'm using on my tripod, which is going to be very, very handy, or my unipod, either one. So that's just a nice handy item to have for your GoPro. And on top of that, I also have a chest mount, so I can kayak and have it GoPro going on my chest as I'm paddling, etc., etc. I'm not going to get into the rest of it. Anyway, a bunch of stuff came for accessories for GoPro. Next one. Oh, good grief. I guess it was, I don't know, sometime last spring is when I was doing all the varnishing in here. I bought a whole bunch of foam brushes, and they all disappeared, and I have no idea where they went. I used several of them, and maybe I used all of them, but I just got half dozen more foam brushes and 2 chip brushes, because when I get ready to do the down under the boat here, I'm getting ready to do some more bottom paint to paint over the where the pad was, or around the through holes. I'm going to need these. I don't trust. These are very, very lightweight. I mean, they're wonderful for varnishes and even paint, but not for bottom paint. It's pretty stiff stuff. You need something a little heavy, and that's why I bought a couple of chip brushes to go with it. So that's it for GoPro Corner. Here we go again. That's it for What's New Corner for this time, guys. I got to get back to work. I'm going to go down and get my bottom paint and mix it up and get going. So anyway, I love this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. especially when I go sailing. I can use this and not worry if I drop this over the side. Actually, I will worry, but at least I know that it will float and I won't have to go mourning over the spot that it sank to the bottom. Well, I just spent a good 10 minutes at least stirring my bottom paint, because I'll tell you, it is heavy, heavy, heavy with all the stuff that keeps marine growth from growing on the hull. So make sure when you open a can of paint that's been started, make sure that you use a lot of stirring and until there's no more globs coming up. So anyway, just for the record. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get started with this through hulls up here to start with. Actually, this poor through hole has had so many coats of paint on it, it's long since forgotten all the coats. Anyway, okay. Well, that's the poop outlet, and that's all. That one's done. Okay, let's move over to the inlet, which will never be used again as far as my usage is concerned. Okay. No, that's fine. That's good. And go over this one more time around the outside just a little bit. Oh, hang on. Sorry for misdirecting you guys. Yeah, I see some places right in there. I need to get that. There we go. All right, I'm looking at it. That's very thoroughly done. Okay, so we're done on that. Time to move over. Time to move over. We'll get started on the very end of the pad over here. Well, guys, I'm plastered, and unless you want your legs to look like you've just been hit by shrapnel, keep your legs out from under the work. Anyway, that's all nicely painted up. I did not use the tray and the roller. I figured I can probably do just as good a job with a brush and put it on actually heavier than I do with a roller. So that's what I did for this. It was all underneath the pad. It's all done. All nicely painted and very heavily painted, I might add. So that one's ready to go. Starboard 4 is all done. And next step, and oh, by the way, and also the foot. I've been down all underneath here. I even scraped some barnacles back there right in front of the block. And got that all painted up. And that's done, and it's done nicely over on the other side too, over on the port. So next I'm moving on. I'm going to try to replace this stanchion somewhere back here, back behind, I guess. I don't have much of a place to put it for. Back behind maybe the little speedometer there. It's not a very good place. Whatever, I'll figure it out. We'll get back to you. Bye. After about 90% scraping, this is all done. This is the pad spot on the port side forward. So let me go ahead and get the paint over here and let's get this one done. That way I got 2 done in one afternoon, and I can maybe move to the back and see what we can do. Well, guys, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. It's number 3 for the day. Port aft. And I think we're going to quit right there. And I'm going to scoot this jack stand a little bit. But I'm going to let this dry for a bit. And then we're going to call it quits for the day. And we're going to do the aft starboard tomorrow. Because I've about had it. and not easy. Hey, three out of 4 are done. Amen. Hallelujah. Let's move on. Well, guys, on a sudden burst of energy, I already got this moved. So I now have 3 out of 4 jack stands in place, supporting. And all I need to do is move one last one. And we can do this last patch on the back here. The thing about it is, the thing that is very wearisome is scraping. And I'll tell you what, this old black bottom paint was on tooth and nail, and it was very difficult to scrape off, but I did it. I got all of that off from there just with working above the jack stand, and it's done. So let's get on over to the starboard and see what we can do over there. Well, guys, that's it for the day. Sorry, I was not deliberate. I'm just still gagging on bottom dust here. I've been scraping all afternoon. Anyway, look, this has been an awesome day. I got a lot accomplished. Got some things caulked that I wanted to get caulked. I got the 3 out of the 4 pad spots completely scraped out, sanded, and painted with bottom paint. We're good to go. The only one I got left is that one right. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, right over here. Right there. That's the only one I got left. And I'll get to that in the morning. I just can't handle any more for the day. I gotta get cleaned up because they're gonna be ordering pizza, and I don't feel like sitting around looking like this and smelling like this, covered with bottom dust like this, while I'm eating pizza. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I may get back out here later, get up into the cockpit and talk to you for a while, but for right now, good day. Good day. Got a lot accomplished. So, hey, God bless. Have a good one. Time to go get cleaned up. Well, guys, I wasted a truckload of time this morning trying to get this whole situation resolved as to the space I've got to be able to shoot with my cell phone and downloading, upload. It was just a mess, and it's now 10:30. I've blown about 2.5 hours here. Anyway, so I'm going to get to work. First thing I'm going to do, and I'm not going to shoot everything today, I'm going to just shoot what I need to do to kind of minimize the amount that I'm using up. But the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get that last pad spot completely scraped down, sanded, and painted up. That'll be the last of the, and that'll have the hull completely prepared in terms of being able to go in the water. So, hey, at least we're going to get that done, and we're moving on. And I'll try to update you as I can, but we're going to be down to a minimum of shooting today. So, all right, guys, wish me well. I'll take some shots when we get done. Guys, the last one is done. Hallelujah, amen. All right, let me go ahead, and I'm going to get this jack stand positioned properly here, kind of opposite that one over there, and get the thing in place, and we're done, and we'll just let everything set up. We're good to go.